Medicines regulator is probing a health insurance provider for its involvement in illegally importing chloroquine. The matter is also being looked at as a breach of the SARS Act. Covering that story, as he has done for a past couple of days, he broke it initially. Barry Bateman, good afternoon to you in Pretoria. So ENCA firstly receiving a gag order from Affinity Health, threatening to approach the court for an urgent interdict because in your report you mentioned them. Bring me up to speed, please.
Yeah, good afternoon, Jeremy. It was yesterday that we received this very serious lawyer letter from Affinity Health and their chief executive, Murray Hewlett, telling us that we must make an undertaking that we will no longer mention, or we won't mention the name of the company or the director in any relation to this investigation by the health products regulator. Until such time that the regulator issues a report. Of course, we consulted our own legal team. We said we will make no such undertaking and we will continue reporting on this particular matter. And as you've just suggested there, this relatively small health insurance provider from the East Rand, based in Benoni, is the subject of this investigation related to the unlawful importation of chloroquine from India.
What do we know then about the investigation so far from the medicines regulator? Where do we stand?
Well, they're not telling us too much at this stage on the record, but what I understand is that they're still in the process of confirming whether that consignment seized 2 weeks ago is in fact chloroquine. That's just a procedural matter to ensure you are dealing with the right stuff. But where they're sitting, they're working together with the authorities. Crime intelligence from the SAPS has played a role here. And they've now brought in the South African Revenue Service. They're looking at this, they're going beyond just dealing with it as an unlawful importation of medicine. They're now looking at it as a breach of the South African Revenue Services Act, which would carry with it a significantly heavier penalty. It's through some mechanism, either through corrupt officials at customs or through fraudulent documentation. The people involved in this importation managed to move that consignment through customs as if it was a regular consignment. So there was no need for it to be flagged or anything like that. So that's the aspect we understand that this is being investigated from. I have approached the Revenue Service for comment. They're claiming that this relates, or my questions relate to personal tax affairs, so they're not willing to say anything to me.